Hey guys, I'm Brian, co-founder and CEO of MagicLinks. I'm here today with one of my favorite influencers and creators and just people on this planet, Crystal Coons.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
I know. I feel like I haven't seen you in like 6 months.
Less than
something
that?
like that.
Why are you forgetting?
We were at VidCon.
Yeah.
And then we went to Disneyland.
That's like 4 months ago.
Okay.
VidCon was 4 months and like...
It feels like 6 months.
Disneyland was less.
Yeah, Disneyland.
It does feel like 6 months.
It does.
With that.
Where have you been?
So one of the things that I find so fun about you, and I think we met, right, like 10 months ago, 11 months ago, something like that. We were co-panelists.
Yeah, my God.
Back in your hometown, Phoenix.
That feels like a million years ago.
Right? Yeah. Sharing our knowledge together, like we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that I found that's like so cool about your progression is like, at that point you were just moving from your blog into YouTube and into video creator marketing.
Right.
Or not even creator marketing, but just creating awesome content with video as like the platform of doing that. And since then, like your channel's grown, you've launched your own line of clothes, you've done all kinds of really cool collaborations. It just keeps better and better. Like, tell us about your journey a little bit.
It's amazing. So I started blogging because I have a history as a writer. I was a freelance journalist while I was in the IT community for 15 years, I think. I'm not that old, even though I look younger, but I'm older than I look. I was doing that for a really, really long time in Phoenix, and so blogging was kind of a natural progression for me because I was like, I write all the time, I should just write about this. And then when I've always loved YouTube, and so I started thinking of, well, everybody that knows me knows I don't shut up. As you know quite well. As you know quite well, I don't shut up. And so, yeah, I think it was about right around the time I met you that I was like, you know what, I'm going to just put all my eggs in this YouTube basket. There's not a lot of people in my niche on YouTube, so it made a lot of sense for me to just be like, okay, let me do what I do, but here and see what happens. And I was so quick to see that the connection with my audience was like a million times more intense. Like on the blog, it's always been very passive and people like all the great pictures. But with video, it became like I got to be a part of their lives and they got to be a part of my life. And it really just made me fall in love with the platform. And so that's probably right around when we did that thing at USC.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
USC. Yeah.
That was a time where I was like, no, I'm doing this. Like, this is my focus. And so it's been, less than a year and we've seen 100,000 new members of the Glam, my Glam squad, my squad fam. So the channel's grown really, really nicely in the past year, and it's just really cool because I've been able to do so many crazy things.
Yeah, and so this jacket is your work, right?
It is, yeah. It's just from my line Astra. I'll just. Oh yes. We launched. I think a lot of YouTubers launch merch. And I didn't want to launch merch. I wanted to launch something that had more legs than merch. So being in my niche, which is plus size fashion, there's just not a lot of options out there anyway for people to buy. So I was like, instead of making t-shirts and stuff that have my logo and sayings and stuff, like when it's springtime and summertime, I say suns out, buns out all the time. Because I live my life in a bikini.
You love your bikini shots.
Do.
Yeah, I've seen it. In Malibu.
I do. In Malibu, yes.
Which is a great place to sport a bikini.
Yes. Sure. Yeah, so instead of doing like that kind of thing, I thought, let me give them something that they need, that they will really treasure because, I could change my saying next year and that, can kind of fade out. But I wanted to create something that had more longevity and hopefully it'll be carried in Nordstrom one day and Macy's and that would be really cool. But it's a full like clothing line and not just a merch line.
And you did some cool stuff, New York Fashion Week, right? Did you get there?
Yeah. God, I've been to Fashion Week.
I mean, your world is just moving so fast.
I know.
It's incredible.
I know. That's why I was like, I haven't seen you in a year. And you're like, it's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. We did Fashion Week. We did Curvy Con. We did Full Figured Fashion Week. Yeah. We did the Curvy Fashionista Expo in Atlanta over the summer. I'm home like 5 days a month because I'm always like out there doing stuff, meeting people, shaking hands, kissing babies.
As I think about your like transition to merch, and that's just a part of like a lot of things that you're doing, right? But as I think about that transition, it's like I hear some people talk about like, oh, I got to get merch. Like, what do we do with merch? I don't know, just like some merch.
Right.
Like, to me, it's like you engage deeply with a lot of brands. You spend actually like several years learning about not only what you like, but how you would share that with your audience and like what would resonate with your audience. And then you took like this whole base of knowledge and then create something amazing from scratch that's like uniquely you, but is also taking these threads of like inspiration from all these other amazing clothing lines.
Thanks. Yeah. It's so important as a creator to listen to your audience and not necessarily just what they like and what they don't like, but where the voids are. I think as a creator, when you're like, we've talked about this before, like people think being an influencer is the end game, and to me, it's a stepping stone onto bigger things. You know, where do you want to go with your life? And so when I talk about like listening to your audience, it's not I like that, I don't like that, but more like I wish I had this, I wish I had that. Why doesn't this exist? And those are the pieces I think that if you're going to create like a merch line or something, try and fill a void, because we don't need more t-shirt lines in the world. We don't need more sweatshirts, and we don't need more baseball caps, unless they're Dodger baseball caps. And then we need more Dodger baseball caps. But, you know, when we can start identifying holes, business term, holes in the market, find a hole in the market and try and fill that hole and use your platform, your message, what you're doing as a creator, and try and actually do something that will benefit the world and make the world a better place, as opposed to, not that merch is bad, merch is fun. Yeah. It's great, but if we're talking like long time, like meaningful impact and creating this bond with your audience, what are they missing? What do they need? And try and give that to them as best you can.
I love that, because I remember like some of the early days as we were working on trying to collaborate with you on some certain, or with certain brands, we would ask for your advice. We'd be like, hey, this particular brand, like, what do you think? And your feedback immediate would be like, nah, they actually don't serve my community that well.
Right.
And they've got a hole, like they're either not doing it at all, or they're like trying to hide it, like they don't have a section. Yes. And you gotta like go to all these different places on the retailer to find it, and it's like, it's not a good experience. Right. And I remember a lot of times you were, like, I was learning from you, all these retailers.
You're welcome.
Basically, well, it happens a lot, but it's cool to see, right? Like that. I want to highlight that point for people, because I think like you know your audience so well, you know the retailer so well, and so that like what you're bringing into existence is really unique on all these like important, cool dimensions.
I appreciate that.
You know, like it's not just like, oh yeah, we need merch, let's put some t-shirt, which is really born out of like, how do I make a little more money? Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think anyone that has any minor interest in business or whatever knows that longevity comes from impact. Yeah. You know, like if I just need to make a couple bucks, you can do that. Anybody can make a couple bucks, but that's going to fizzle out. You know, it doesn't have longevity and it doesn't have legs. And if you can find the impact, that's how you create a business and an income stream for forever. Not like I need $20 today because rent. Right. You know, it's like, let's do something meaningful here. Let's do something, you know. And I think as creators, a lot of us get into this because we like what we do, and we like, you know, we like fashion, we like beauty, da-da-da-da. But what we're really doing is trying to help people, right? I mean, like, I don't talk a lot about body positivity on my channel, even though it's very trendy, because I believe in leading by example. Yeah. You know, and that's my passion comes from, I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to give you all this. I'm going to give you the tools to build the life that you want.
You were showing before we started shooting, you're doing some cool stuff on Instagram now. You had like an amazing dress that was like just shining like a crazy thing. Like what's going on your other channels?
So with Instagram's doing really well. I'm mostly using Instagram as an extension of my YouTube, which is so weird because I've been using YouTube as an extension of my Instagram for so long. So being a blogger and being everything, having everything be image focused, I was like, here's picture. If you want more, go to YouTube. And now I would like to call myself the queen of the hauls. And I do like 7,000 hauls a week. I show stuff on the videos, and I'm like, if you want to see how to style this, then go to my Instagram. And so it's kind of cool how it's like feeding, they're feeding each other, which is really nice.
Is there a difference, because you started blogging, and that was like a little flat in terms of the interaction a little bit. Yeah. And then like YouTube totally engaged. How would you describe Instagram?
Instagram, it's a good question, because it's kind of a middle ground between blogging, which I have personally found to be very sterile, and YouTube, which is just like, it's like Ron Burgundy in the telephone booth, like a glass case of emotion, like I'm in a glass case of emotion. Instagram is like a little passive, a little promotion. Like, it's a really nice
Things
kind of...
escalated quickly.
Yeah, things escalate quickly on YouTube. And I love it. But what's really awesome is, especially with Instagram, I started doing live shows 3 times a week. And that's literally, like, I don't really do a lot of beauty content on my channel because I try to stay within my focus. But I get questions for it, so I'm like, let's do like full get ready with me. So I start off no makeup, which is horrifying. And then I do like a full glam, and we talk about whatever they want to talk about. So if we want to, like, one time we had a bunch of girls in there and we did like slumber party. We were talking about like cute boys, celebrity crushes, who your hall pass is. So we have like fun girl time like that. So the conversation is great because it's an extension of what I do on YouTube, but I really get...
And it's real.
Yeah, and because it's live, I get to have these like super awesome one-on-one interactions. And the community's been amazing because if someone comes in with a problem, we all get to talk about it and we all get to like help each other and lift each other up. So it's like this, it's like an onion of awesome with like the layers, and every time you peel back a layer, there's more layers, except that inside is awesome and not an onion, because it's terrible. But,
like blooming onion or something.
Yeah, like a deep fried onion.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we do in plus size fashion is deep fried onion.
So Crystal, we started working with you in January, February, something like that. Can you share a little bit, I mean, like, why MagicLinks? How's it kind of helped you? Like, what's how have we evolved, right, as we've been working together? Some of the tools and stuff. Like, what stands out for you?
Sure. So I was super resistant at first, if you remember.
Yeah, you were like.
You had to convince me, which is I'm very pig-headed. I'm Italian. What do you want? You know. So I was someone that really, God, I can't even imagine like a year ago thinking like how. Not even secondary, but like 15th in my list of priorities was affiliate. Yeah. Because I was so focused on branded deals at the time, because it was like a one-time high yield project. So I think the thing that made me, and I have officially switched over to MagicLinks. I don't use anyone else anymore.
You were doing some directly yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like occasionally.
Occasionally,
bit, right?
yeah. And I used like, some competitors and stuff, and they just made it hard, I guess. And not necessarily, I didn't think the process was hard at the time until you were like, hey, link wand. And I was like, I don't have to do anything now. This is amazing. So yeah, the big thing for me was installing link wand and being able to go to whatever company was I was doing a video on, click that, get my link, pop it in, and off we go. And then of course the affiliate percentages are, no one can compete with them. So it was a really easy switch for me. So over the past year, I kind of like started dipping my toe kind of here and there and just trying things out. And then as my channel grew, I started seeing that like affiliate income kind of grow. And then I was like, okay, how can we do more together? So I think kind of on the realm of like how we've evolved over the past year as a small business owner, like I think when I met you, you had like maybe 3 or 4 guys working with you. And it's been so amazing to see MagicLinks grow over the past year. And I'm a big brand loyalty person, so it's so amazing that if there's an issue, if there's a question, I can like reach out directly, and like Larissa, Aoife, someone's going to get back to me like really quickly, and now I like have a really good relationship with everyone. So I love seeing business people succeed, and to have seen you grow from like 3 people to like this team that you have, and like this bomb wall that we're shooting at the MagicLinks headquarters. I've just become so invested in the success of the company, invested in your success as a person, and just kind of watching everything grow has been so amazing. So I don't really like to use anyone else because, well, first of all, the customer service is amazing. There's that. But also you guys are just so invested on the creator side. Yeah. And I'm a big believer of when you succeed, I succeed, we all succeed. Totally. And that's kind of why I've stopped using everyone else and strictly used you guys, because I want to see you guys succeed because I believe in what you're doing. I think you guys are doing a bomb job at it. So.
Oh my gosh, thank you. So one last like very important question.
Sure.
What's next on the hair?
Okay.
Because you got it going on right now.
I know!
It was going on before, it's going on now.
No, I had like those long situations. So for spring, summer, we think we're going to do rose gold. I think we're going to go pink. With a little warmth, a little like Malibu sunset situation happening. Yeah, I just got to get my extensions back in because I when I do this, it's not nearly as dramatic as when my hair was down to here. Then I like had to take it and go, and like my hair flips were like really dramatic, and now they're just like slightly sass-mouthy. Not sass-mouthy enough, but...
Crystal, thank you so much. It's a pleasure,
Thanks
as
for having
always,
me.
to be hanging out with you.
I always
And,
appreciate when you're a good sport when I sass-mouth you, so...
Yeah, I feel like you're taking it easy on me. Appreciate it.
Oh, just wait. You guys should click on the link in the description box and go over to my channel and see what I just did to the Mr. CEO.
Oh,
it's
man.
about,
I
it's
actually
about to go
don't
down.
know what's about to happen.
I know.
I've been nervous for the last few days.
I'm so excited.
Well, thank you for being on.
Thanks for having
really
me.
appreciate it.
This is
And with
super
that,
fun.
we're out.
Bye!